everybody, and welcome to another show of Toffee Bluecast. Yes, we are back, and we are jumping on transfers a little bit here because I do feel that we want to talk about this, and if there is stuff to talk about, we'll try and hit the subject. We ain't live on X, so do get over, put the comments in, get the comments involved. We are live on YouTube. I want you to get as many comments in as you can. We have got a guest on. I know you've seen it in the little corner on the screen. We have got a guest on because I feel like the biggest topic, the main one that's come out, is from this team. So I thought, you know what? Let's get a new guest on, and let's get someone from this team that the talks are on the player. So the talk, Paul, let's get it on the screen. And we'll all talk about it. We'll get deep into it. And we have got an Arsenal fan on, people, so we can get a proper good show on this. So do listen in. It is... Here we go. So Everton are eyeing a move, and this has come out a couple of days ago. Was it probably 2 days ago? Would you say, Paul? Everton are eyeing a move for Arsenal defender Ben White to solve their problematic right back issue.
Yeah, bubbling over the last few days. So seems to be gaining a little bit of traction.
Yeah, it is gaining a little bit of traction, and I just wanted to have a little talk on this player because it did interest me a little bit as well, and I want to have a little bit of talk, and then later on we'll talk about other transfers as well. But we will get the Arsenal fan on for this Arsenal subject. That's what we do. We pull the big boys into to talk about what's going on. So let's get that down. We have got a guest on. It is his first time, people. It is his first time on our show. He has got his own YouTube channel as well. So here we go. Tyrell is coming in the house. How are we doing, Tyrell? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. Thanks for having me. Appreciate being here, man.
Yeah, good to get you on. I'm pretty sure, obviously, you've been touching the rumours as well. You would have seen this one about as well. What did you think when this one come out, Ben White?
I'm gonna be honest. I was not expecting anything about Ben White really. Out of all the players, really, to get a rumour to leave the club, Ben White, I was not expecting, because I'll tell you guys this, Arteta really loves Ben White, and I'm actually shocked about how this rumour has come out. Big up Jordan as well in the chat, by the way. But yeah, I'm quite shocked about this Ben White affair because I like Ben White. I still think he's a good player. I know he's not obviously, our number one choice right back, Timber ahead of him, but when Timber's out, this guy is still a good right back on his day. This guy is very good. I still have much love for Ben White, so I'm a bit shocked about this one. I'm not gonna lie. Do I want him to leave personally? No. I still think he still has good course at the club. I still think what he brings to our team when Timber's not there as well. He brings something different on that right back side. So I'm not sure about this one. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not really surprised really about this anyway. To be fair, because he doesn't really start week in and week out. Like I said, he's like a backup now for Timber. So as much as I'm not really surprised, I'm just, and this is one I'm just a bit shocked, to be honest.
What was your thoughts on this, Paul?
I thought, same as one or two comments on social media this week was a bit like, he's a centre-back who's playing at a right-back. We've got O'Brien, who's a centre-back playing at a right-back. Do we need the same thing? So one or two comments about Moyes liking utility players, people who can play in as many positions as possible. That seems to be similar with Ben White as well. Is he a good player? It looks like it. Obviously you're not going to be rubbish playing for league leaders, are you, as such? And he's been there. One or two, a few years now. Tyrell, no. So he's decent. Is it something that would help us? Probably in terms of numbers, and I think it would be as good as O'Brien, and obviously probably decent like Branthwaite, to be fair. So he would be useful, especially in a side where we've got sod all players at the moment. But it was a surprise, and it's not something I would particularly see him doing unless he's that unhappy at Arsenal. I don't know, Tyrell. You know better than us.
Yeah, I think in terms of numbers, I think he would be a good option for you. But for me, yeah, I'm going to be honest about this Ben White thing. I think the only time and the only situation of him leaving the club is for me if he's unhappy of lack of game time. But so far, I'm not really hearing nothing or seeing anything that worries me about Ben White's worried.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm just, for me, yeah, I'm just shocked really how he's, this rumor's come about, because as much as, like I said, he doesn't play week in and week out for us, like I said, he's still a good option to have, and I still think he's a very good player. I just feel like, for Arsenal, I don't feel like, for me, yeah, getting rid of him in January, if he was to leave in January, I would be annoyed about it, because, we want to have all the players we can have, we want to have, you want to have enough squad depth in your team. So for me,
I was going to say,
I'm just...
Yeah. Do you know when?
I'm not sure about this.
Do you know when his contract is up? Has he got a little while, or?
It's right now. We're lacking defenders. What's that?
His contract. Has he signed a new deal in the last few years, or is it coming up?
Say that again. Didn't come through.
All right, sorry. No, in terms of his contract, has he got a little while to go yet, or? Oh, we've lost Tyrell. Because the reason I was asking that is, what can happen sometimes is that if a player's coming up for a contract negotiation and there's a few shouts for a move here and there, sometimes it gives the agent a little bit of a bullet in his gun to say, oh, well, other teams want him, so why don't you make sure he stays? That sort of thing. So in terms of that, I can understand it being a rumor. It doesn't take much. You could do that with lots of players. I'd just be a little bit surprised if he came up here and made such a change. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing on contract. Obviously, with Tyrell, he's struggling with signal, and sometimes when it happens like that, you can't do nothing about it. And I know sometimes you can listen to it and think, oh, bloody hell, can't you get nothing right? But you know what? Sometimes with stuff like that, Wi-Fi can go wrong one day and be okay the other. But I don't know when his contract is up. If anyone knows in the comments as well, do let us know. For me, I did want to touch on it because I just think, like, first of all, I do want to know when his contract is up. I'm interested on that. As Tyrell's just said a minute ago, they do want, they want to keep him for a squad player, I'd say, because
yeah,
they're in a lot of competition,
particularly with Champions League and everything else. You know what I mean? There's still 2 other cups for him to go and win, and they've got a fair shout, as well as the league, obviously. So they're going to need plenty of players.
But then on the other end, like you were saying, if he isn't getting selected and Timber does look like always a number one option, he might not get to play no football. Although we know him as a player that doesn't even like football, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't like being on the bench. You know what I mean? Or he might not mind being on the bench because he doesn't like football. I said to my partner earlier on, I goes, he doesn't like playing football. She goes, what do you mean? He don't like playing football? He plays football. Why would he play if he don't like playing football? Well, I said, he actually says he just plays it for a job, but he don't actually watch it or anything like that. He's not interested in football or anything. He just plays it for work.
Yeah, it's it's
about that.
Maybe unusual. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Good on you. I was asking you about his contract, and if it would it likely be an agent thing? It happens sometimes with players if their contract's due up in the next year, 18 months.
Yeah, I think I need to check Ben White's contract. To be fair, I think he actually has a year left. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he has a year left. I think.
So he
Maybe
hasn't got long.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could hear Tyrell, but I was
Yeah.
just saying, like, it'd be interesting to see if he is a player that's frustrated being on the bench.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's frustrated. To be fair, but like I was saying with regarding the whole squad thing, yeah, like I forgot to bring up something as well, and like back to what I was saying about if we do get rid of him in January, it would frustrate me because, like you guys were saying when I just came back in as well, we got so much games to play as well. We got Champions League, we've still got to play in the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, got so many games, and we're trying to go for the title. So yeah, I'm just shocked about this rumor. To be fair, I'm not gonna lie because
do you know when we got when we got linked to him? A lot of I've seen some people saying that there wasn't that interest in him because the biggest thing that I've seen a lot of people saying that he's a centre back, not a right back, and I actually think he's in my head. I've always watched him play right back more than centre back. So, what position? Let's get that out as well because it's good to get these little facts out of you. That's the reason we're wanting you on as well because is he a right back? Is he a centre back? Do you think he's a good right back?
Yeah, we would. Yeah, no. For me, I'd say he's a right back, man. Like for me, I see this guy play. When he plays, I watch him. He's definitely a right back. But when he was at Brighton, they were using him as a centre back, right? And I remember when he was at Brighton playing as a centre back, I even noticed it. Like he was not really too comfortable there when he was playing at centre back for Brighton. And I remember when we first brought him in on his first season, he was playing centre back the whole season, and he wasn't comfortable there. And then the 22-23 season, when we were 8 points clear in that, I just played him at right back, and for the whole season he was cooking. And I said to myself, "Yeah, I don't think this guy's I don't think this guy's a centre back. He's definitely a right back." And then he's been consistent there, so I'll tell you this right now. He's definitely a right back, man. He's better at right back than a centre back. I'll tell you that right now. But he can do a job there. I think if you guys did have him, I think if you guys did slot him in that centre back position, I think he'll do a decent job there. But coming from me personally, from an Arsenal fan, I'd say he's better as a right back.
Listen to this, Paul. Listen to this, right? And I know a couple of Everton fans have said that this is a 50-50 one where some people don't believe it. Some people don't even want him, right? I'm one that would have him. And I'll tell you why I'd have him. Because picture this in your head. Braithwaite, Jake O'Brien, and Ben White, if you played the back three. If you needed to sometimes, it gives us the option of the back three with wing backs. Now that is a Champions League defensive partnership because Braithwaite, we know, is going to be incredible. He's just coming back now. O'Brien, I feel, is on his way to become really... And I'm saying this is probably... I'm talking for this for like next season or for the future if we're going to become a really good team. And I like that, like I say, if we had Ben White... Because I love Tarkowski and I don't mind Michael Keane now. But I don't see him as strong as like Ben White. Like he would be a proper good third option for me if Braithwaite and O'Brien was your main options. And obviously, go over to right back position. He is a really good right back. For me, I see him more as a right back, as I've said. So it just gives us so many options in defence. I'm surprised some people are like umming and ahhing at it because he's a right back that's handled many players and had Arsenal second, third in the league most seasons. So. If we did have the chance of it happening, I'd be clapping my hands because I know Tyrell. He's saying he don't want to let him go, and I'll tell you why. That's because he's a good player.
I presume he is a right-footed right back, but Paul is asking whether he's a left-footed player.
No, he's right-footed.
Yeah.
2-0 Man City, by the way. It's 2-0 Man City. Semenyo back twice. No way. Nah.
I was saying to someone, don't come into form. They will Man City now with their signing Semenyo. Semenyo's a big boy signing.
With the Ben White thing, it coincides with a little video from today and the fact that Braithwaite's back in full training. as well, which is a massive relief to all of us. So that might be a few people sort of thinking, oh, well, Branthwaite's going to come back, so we don't necessarily need someone who's going to potentially play centre back. But if he's a right back, he's a right back, and that's generally what people are crying out for. I think it's just because we've had a big lad who could play centre back at right back for most of the season. People are maybe a little bit fed up about it, which I think is probably a little bit unfair on Jake O'Brien, really.
What would you do? You know when you've watched Ben White as a right back? What would you say you've got from him? Like, what is he good at? Would you say when he plays at right back? And it might not even happen, people, but we've got to look at it sometimes and say these players that we're linked to, would they actually be good for us? What is he fast? Is he good at tackling? What would you say you get from him?
I would say he's quite fast. I remember when we first signed him. Yeah, there was a question that was going around in the fan base. Is Ben White? Because I noticed that when he was at Brighton as well, that he struggled to sometimes defend. But then since he's been at Arsenal, right? Yeah, I remember in his first season when he was playing centre back a lot of the time. He was when it was coming to defending, he could be a bit shaky, but he's kind of gotten better over the last few seasons. But I'd say when we're attacking, going forward on the attack, he's very good when it comes to attacking. Very good. I'll play that right now. Like him and Saka and Odegaard.
That's something Paul might be interested in here, because Paul wants an attacking right back. And people said
very good at going forward. Him and Odegaard and Saka have a good relationship.
He's not good at attacking. Yeah, some people don't think he's good at attacking, and you're saying he's good at attacking?
Nah, he is. But this going forward, he's very good.
So that could be interesting, Paul.
No, this is what we need. It is what we need. We do need a proper right back. I don't think people are going to be convinced, not because he's not a good player, just because a lot of people on the outside would see him as a centre back as well. So they'd link the O'Brien thing, and they would also think, is he attacking? People who haven't seen him, then he sounds like a decent deal. I would be shocked. And I think people, the thing about not enjoying playing football, I don't enjoy it. It's just a job. is brilliant, but might put one or two people off, really, if they sort of think about it that way.
Especially Everton fans that say they want the passion. Do you know what I mean? They'd be like, "What, you don't care?" I'm pretty sure they could turn on that little thing. Sometimes little things can turn us a little bit. Like if you didn't have a couple of good games, you say you don't really like football. I'm pretty sure that could get misinterpreted. Yeah. But do you know what though, Paul? It's interesting. I did think the same, and that's why I got him on, because I did think the same. I did think he's quite good attacking. Like he is good attacking. He's like, do you know when you watch Matty Cash bomb it forward for Villa and he's really good and he drives forward?
Yeah.
He wouldn't have been capped for England so much. I mean, let's face it. The only reason he don't play for England is because Southgate, he didn't like him and the people there. But
yeah. I also think Ndai could be the shortest player we'll ever sign again, because we seem to sign really tall lads now. That's the thing. We've got to sign. Everyone's got to be over 7 foot. So there's a chance that might be in his locker. So yeah, it's a good one, and it is rumour still at this point, as is January. Welcome for it, but I wouldn't be averse against it. The price tag would be a big thing for us, even though we've got new owners and everything else. We haven't got a shed full of cash. And there are maybe bigger deals coming towards us in the summer where we would need to hold back bunches of 30, 40, 50 million quid. How much, Tyrell, how much do you think he would go for? How much do you think Arsenal would sell Ben White for?
That's a good... I would actually... I would say probably... You know what? Damn. Probably between... Nah, I think that's too... I'd say probably maybe between 30 to 40 million, I think, at least.
30 to 40 million, okay.
Yeah. I think 50.
Would you go 20 though? What about if we say 20 million? You could get a good young right back with 20 million. Have we got a deal with 20 million? I'll give you 20
good young right back. They've got Timber.
28.
Yeah. We got Timber. We're good. We got Timber, man. Baller.
million would be a good deal. Yeah, you don't need him. 20 million. Would you accept 20 million now, live on air? Because if you do, deal's done.
It's binding.
No, I'm sorry, I wouldn't take 20 mil. But what?
What you got to remember is because Arsenal, right, when we try and sign a player, because we're not doing well, we have to pay more to get the player. You could get a good player for 20 million because you don't have to pay more because you're doing well. So that 20 million, you could actually use it because people do want to come to Arsenal at the minute. So I think you'd be stupid for not snapping my hands off here for 20 mil. And do you know what? I'm only going to offer you 20 million for another 5 minutes. I'm going down to 15. So are you sure you don't want to take the 20 mil?
No, we're good. We're good.
Well, like you said, I was thinking it probably will be 30.
Actually,
What's that?
Go on, Paul.
if it happens, Dan said 30 would be all right. I would ask you the question, just sort of just before we let you go and move on from White. Is there anyone? Everyone has someone in their team that they don't want in their team. You know, sell him tomorrow, it'd be fine. Absolutely. Who are the Arsenal players who are not who are in that bracket? Who are Arsenal going to get rid of soon?
Soon.
Because they're not good enough.
No, it's a good question.
Because all your kids are half decent as well, aren't they?
Yeah. Obviously, we got Wanyeri, but listen, he's not getting much game time. But the thing is, right, because we got. I like our squad, yeah, but I feel like soon. I feel like at the end of the season in the summer, I feel like a few players could leave, because.
Yeah, go on then. You got to be brutal here. This is your managing chance.
Yeah, I know.
You got to be brutal. Don't be nice. You got to be brutal.
I said this on my channel already. I already said, I think Martinelli could leave in the summer. I think that's one. I think he leaves. I think he goes. Because obviously, I think Martinelli leaves in the summer because obviously we're trying to get Arsenal. We're trying to look at Kenan Yildiz from Juve. We're trying to bring him in, but we're gonna have to get rid of one of our left wings. And there has been rumors of Martinelli leaving over the last few days. Anyway, apparently in the summer he could be on his way out. And I've said already, I think he leaves in the summer. There's no player that I think leaves in the summer. No, it's tough, I think some of our loanees as well. Some of our players that are on loan, they need to leave as well. Definitely. I think Fabio Vieira is one. He needs to leave. Get rid of him. Reece Nelson.
Would you take you've got a really bad striker, Gyökeres. Would you take 10 million for him?
Oh, garbage, that's garbage.
Yeah, bro. I can't defend that guy anymore, bro. He's making it so hard for me, man. I really want to defend him, but it's hard, man. He's not giving me any hope. Every week I watch this guy up front. It stresses me out.
10 million.
Bro, right now, right now, I just paid what's around 67 million for that guy, and then he's only got 5 Premier League goals this season. It's a joke.
But he could go. He could come and play for Everton and suit our club, and then end up playing more than smash goals. And he
probably would have backed for you guys.
Yeah, we've seen it with Calvert-Lewin. We always get reminded now how many Calvert-Lewin scoring for Leeds now. Sometimes players.
Yeah, he's doing well there.
Yeah,
he's doing well there.
Can light them up. Right, Tyrell, it's been cracking having you on. It's been interesting. Like you say, you wouldn't budge on 20 million for him, which I'm a bit disappointed. I thought we were friends, and I thought I could get 20 million out of you. I really wanted, and some people, I'm not sure about getting him. We have been linked to other right backs, so I'm not completely sure it will happen. I do think it'll be something that would probably come to light at the end of the season if you don't play Ben White much from after January. I think you'll keep him because, like you said, a squad player.
Yeah, I think he's going to stay. I don't see Arsenal getting rid of players in January because, like I said, we're in so many competitions and right now already. And plus, he needs to stay anyway. Look what's going on in our defense right now. We still got quite a few defenders still. We're only missing Calafiori, Mosquera, and Hincapié. They all are injured. So, like, to get rid of him in January would just be, for me, just a mistake for me personally.
Yeah, it's good to get a point from. It's good to get your side of the view as well as an Arsenal fan. And I think sometimes when you get a link of a player, we say what we think about it. the other team find out what they. That's what we've done with you. So we have got you on the channel. Can you give yourself a plug before we let you go, mate? Really do appreciate you coming. I know you've had problems with your signal and stuff, but it happens all the time with everyone. But can you give yourself a plug? Because I know you've got. I met you on TikTok and you've got a
Yeah,
YouTube.
you see my live.
Oh,
Yeah,
where can people find you?
You can find me on YouTube, TikTok as well. Yeah, all that stuff, man. So yeah, that's where you can find me as well. Do watch-alongs, and I'm always doing live daily shows as well all the time. So yeah.
In the description, people, on the Toffee Bluecast show now, if you look in the description of the show, I put his 2 links in, so you've got like his Twitter handle and you've got his name of his show as well. So if you do want to look over, go and give him a subscribe on his YouTube, get him to I think you're on your way to 1,000 subscribers on that. So if you do want to go and support him, do you know what I mean? We're behind everyone. And if we do, I don't think we have got one Arsenal fan. But it's good to have a few. So when we play Arsenal, before we play Arsenal, we do a pre-match show and we get the opposition fan on. So if you're interested, we'll get you on before we play you to have a bit of rivalry on that.
Yeah, so I'm down for that.
Yeah,
good lad.
That'll be
Good lad.
that'll be cracking.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming on the show, matey. We'll let you go now.
Big up, boys, man. Big up the chat, man. Make sure you guys liking and subscribing, man. Come on, people, man.
Yeah, cheers,
Cheers, buddy.
matey.
Yeah, big up, boys, man. Love having me. Peace, man. Peace.
See ya.
So there we go. That was it was an interesting one, wasn't it? Because like I did tell you, he's good at attacking, and a lot of people haven't been saying that. So people,
no. And he seems a nice lad as well, so that's good. And yeah, he was just honest. We know it's rumours. A few people in the comments sort of saying about rumours. It is rumours until you see them in a shirt, and maybe not even then. It is all rumour, and there's a fair chance that we won't sign anyone. There's an even bigger chance that Arsenal won't sell anyone. So it's just because it's been going round and it's just building a little bit. It doesn't mean that it is going to happen, but if it did, it would be interesting to see what people's thoughts were on it. He said there's 1 or 2 others sort of flying around.
Yeah, I'm just going to put them on now. It says, do you know we've got such a small squad? I am looking at these transfers, and I don't normally pay much attention to the transfers, but you've got to remember that we brought like 2 academy players on left back and right back last game. And I know Bradthwaite is coming back, but we haven't got numbers. And just signing one versatile player that can play right back really good like Ben White and play centre back and not be a weak centre back would spice our squad up. This was what we had as well, Paul. I'm pretty sure the rumours that are going around as well.
I've seen a couple of shouts and stuff. I mean, I don't know a great deal about them.
No, I don't either, and we will talk about what's linked and stuff like that. But let's not pretend we know everything about them, because even those people that say they know everything about them probably don't, and they're just making it up to be in the know. But the guy on the right, I did see someone tweet today saying that would be linked on Patterson going out to that football team and him coming in.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Would you let Patterson go? I did see one of the comments on it straight away when I read through the comments. Paul said, "Why would you do one player out, one player in when we've got such a small squad?" But if for me, as well as Patterson has played, and I do think he's done okay, if we was to bring a right back in, I would let Patterson. I would loan him out personally. I wouldn't keep him if we was to get a right back.
I don't think there's any point loaning him out. Might be a loan with an option or obligation to buy. I think there's a very small list at the moment of, well, maybe not small, but yeah, there's a smaller list of people that I would say do not sell that person or do not send that person out on loan. Patterson's not quite on that, but at the same time, we need bodies. Ask us in another sort of 6 weeks. Might be a different shout, but if you've got one out, one in, then it's almost a no-brainer because there's not a massive amount of confidence in Nathan as it is. So, he's coming back. He's coming back after being out from a long time, and then a long time of not being fancied ahead of O'Brien. So, I'd be surprised if the club were saying, "Oh, we definitely cannot let him go because he's absolutely amazing." If there's one in, one out, then it makes perfect sense. And it's nothing against Nathan because he obviously tries really hard.
Yeah. Well, some people saying that we'll keep Patterson in the comments. We'll just look at the comments coming in now. Scars in the comments, hotels in the comments. I think Patterson's been playing well, but I think we keep him. If we was to get a right back, I think he'd gone. Put Pawsey there just as on Patterson. Let us know now. What do you think we should do with Patterson if we was to get a right back? That's what we're talking about at the minute. That's the topic. Patterson just isn't going to make it. And you know what? I wish if he does get a move, Paul, I wish him the best, and I hope he does well because I feel like he's been messed about a little bit with us, and he has been messed about. And I don't think I do think there's a player in there. I think he could go to somewhere and he could actually play well. I really do because he hasn't ever settled down with us mainly because of injuries. I say mainly because of injuries. But if he can, now he does look like he's got himself fit. He has bulked up a little bit. I just think he deserves to go and play some football.
Yeah,
we need a right back.
Selling while he isn't injured isn't a bad shout. So yeah. I mean, we all wanted him to do really well because we sort of saw him as this lad, he's coming in, he's fast, and maybe he's going to be a new Coleman, and you just want him to do well, don't you? And then it's never really materialized. He's had a couple of good performances early doors, but then he got injured, and the many managers coming in didn't really fancy him after that. So it's really stuttered what he could have become, but I just can't see him becoming it here at our place anymore, which is a shame.
The guy on the left, see we're not massively in, on these players, but we watch the YouTube clips of them, and the guy on the left, I have watched him in a few games as well. He bombs it forward, Paul. He's like a winger.
Yeah,
he's basically, but he's a bit more bulkier. He's like an Asnu, but bulkier, so probably can handle himself a bit more. But he does bomb it forward as a right back, the one on the left, and he will get forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was almost like a watershed moment. We bang on about Baines and Pienaar all the time, don't we? Just because you're going to find it hard to find a left back like Leighton Baines over another generation. To be fair, forever.
I think he's overrated, Paul.
I know you do. But the thing was, when Pienaar was there, we very much had a culture of overlapping fullbacks. We had Coleman on the right, young with pace, Baines on the left with Pienaar, who's right-footed, and it just worked in that kind of way. When Pienaar wasn't playing in front of Baines, it changed to Morales, and Morales wasn't that sort of player. He was your kind of same in some ways, same as Kanchelskis was in some ways, where he'd get the ball and he would go, and sometimes that's really good, and sometimes that's what your team needs. But since that time when Pienaar was in front of Baines, maybe a little bit of Dina with someone else, but we've never had that prolific overlapping fullback all the time. Do you know what I mean? It's just never been as good. Coleman was on the right hand side, but it was a number of people. But it was a number of people on that right hand side. Delafeu, to be honest, even he would get the ball and go. So we've never really come back to that where we had those relationships between the left back and the full back and the winger, or the full back and the wide midfielder. And that's, I think we've been, all Everton fans have been crying out for that for such a long time, because it just brings your whole team into sort of an attacking rhythm, and the people who are going forward and making those chances are people in wide positions. So they're getting the crosses in, and then we're hitting targets in the box. But because we've not had that for a long time, we tend to have people in the middle having to go forward and do those jobs, and then we leave gaps, and it just isn't. It's just not really what I prefer our teams to be like. I just don't think we've got the relationships. So whoever comes in, if they're a pacey fullback and they do overlaps and everything else, that's really good. But they've got to link with the people who are playing in front of them. I think that's a major thing.
I think that is what I'm seeing. If we do get good fullbacks, it makes our wingers even better. We've seen so many people say it. Like, some people have moaned about Jack Grealish slowing play down. Well, imagine if he had a good fullback bombing past him, he probably wouldn't slow it down then, because he'd just pop it off all the time, pop it off. And I think that's what you would see if we had a good fullback. I could see Jack Grealish being twice the player if someone was bombing it past him that could actually score goals. And we do see it with good fullbacks. You'd say, like I mentioned Cash earlier on for Villa, a good fullback that bombs it forward and can score goals. They're like a winger. Football nowadays, your left back and your right back, they can defend because they're fast, but they can also, the best ones, they can play like a winger and they want to score. And I would like to see that going forward. It's interesting, this comment, though, and this is why we like the show. Do get involved in the comments. We like to not ignore you. Here we go. There's a big difference between what Moyes wants to sign and what the recruitment team wants to sign. I'll ask you this now, Paul. Let us know in the comments. I'll ask you in the comments as well. Do you think that the players coming in are Moyes' players, or do you think the players coming in will be what the recruitment want? Because we know the freaking group have come in and they put people in place in these things. So what do you think of that?
I was under the impression that there was a group in charge of different sections, but we wouldn't necessarily just have one person in charge of recruitment. I thought it was a group of people, including Moyes, who would find these people and make that decision and then put it forward for funding. If that's the case, that Moyes doesn't have a decent say, then that's really dangerous, because like I think someone had said, if that's the case, then he might even go at the end of the season. Do you know what I mean? There's got to be, the manager has got to have some control on who's coming in to the team, surely.
Well,
unless it's an absolute banging goat. Do you know what I mean? Absolute superstar. Oh, by the way, David, we've just bought, whoever, Haaland. We've just bought Haaland for you. Oh, I don't want him. He's obviously not going to say that, is he? But
we didn't want him, Paul. We actually didn't want him. He's not good enough for us. We rejected him.
If it's building, then he's got to be a major part of it, isn't he? Otherwise, what's the point of him continuing to do that job?
I'm not 100% sure, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure Moyes didn't get to choose all the Man United players when he left us for Man United. I'm pretty sure that he didn't get to choose all the West Ham players. Maybe he had more of a hand on the West Ham players. But one thing I do know is when Moyes used to manage Everton Football Club, which will still be in his head, he literally ran the whole transfer thing himself. Kevin Hart just let him do what he wants. And Moyes literally, he did everything. Everything went through Moyes, and he was the sporting director himself. We didn't even have one, I don't think, at the time. Everything went through Moyes, and he picked the players. Because I remember Moyes doing interviews saying, I could have had him, but I chose him. So Moyes was in complete control over transfer windows. And we don't know. We don't know whether Moyes is in control here. It's funny because the Everton Twitter handle, did you see it, Paul, after during the game, someone said, who scouted these players out? And whoever's doing the Twitter went and said, retweeted it. Yeah, reposted it, saying,
reposted it.
Literally, yeah.
Put
it down. Quick. And they ain't put much up since, Paul. I've noticed that they used to be putting a lot of tweets up, but now they've calmed down a little bit. Maybe they got a little slap on the wrist for that.
Yeah, well, maybe they're just hacked off that day. I can completely understand. It might have been as the third penalty was saved. But yeah, it did make me laugh, to be fair. I mean, pause brings up a point, like Alan Myers as well, saying about director of football role. It can work with some clubs, but there's your old school managers are not going to be happy with the director of football, are they? You can see Deitch and Edu coming to blows at Forest, and Edu doesn't need to do anything to Deitch. He'll do himself over. But it's not, unless they're used to it previously. You can't see sort of old school managers being happy with director of football making all the transfer decisions and then poking the nose into one or two other things as well. I don't think Moyes would generally put up for that. And Rod says, Moyes used to pick who he wanted, and then Bill would go and try and get him. So very different when Moyes was here last time. That's for certain.
You see, do you know what though? Like, I know this man got a little bit of stick, but our last sporting director, he was one that just I think he gave. I don't want to talk about this man, but he gave Sean Dyche the options. Sean Dyche should say what he wants. He brings him options, and Sean Dyche picked Farewell. Like Farewell was one that just. Farrell was one that just literally, he wasn't, I don't think he was a sporting director that said, I'm picking and these are who I want. I think he was just like, what do you want? Because Farrell said, when we listened to the interview when Julia interviewed Farrell, she interviewed him and you could hear him in the interview. He said to the manager, my job is to give you all the tools that you need to try and get what you want. So he was just basically a Liverpool, not a picker. And I think if you get that as a sporting director with David Moyes, where they literally say, Moyes, you tell us what you want, and I'll give you every football player and show you that to get what you want. Do you know what I mean? I'll do all the academy stuff, look into all the academy players, find all the stats, look into all the stuff. And I think that's what you need with David Moyes. Hopefully that is what we've got with these, but we don't know that much about him yet. But or you could have the opposite, Paul. You could have where it literally, the new owners have said they're picking the players, and Moyes, you've got to work with what they pick, but they know the model that we want to pick the players. It could go.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what I do like, and I agree with Tommy. I don't think Moyes would stay with someone hanging over his head as such. Do you know what I mean? But I do. Sorry, I forgot. I totally lost my train of thought. I was going to say, he wouldn't particularly stay in terms of that. No, I forgot. It must have been a lie. I'll throw this on instead while I remember what I was going to say. Paul said 3 aims in life now.
Sorry, go on. Put it on again. Sorry.
3 aims in life now. Have a beer with Dan and Paul. Ask David Moyes a question in the presser. And 3, get the Everton X account to retweet my tweet.
You'll get them. Right. We'll get them in this year.
We'll get there. We'll get there, mate. Get there. Absolutely, we'll get there. And all right, Scouse 9s, Boise. So there you go. And the great non-so debacle. At least we're picking. Hopefully we don't have any sort of things roll on and on and on. It gets a nonsense. That's what I was going to say. I've just remembered. I do like the fact that we don't spread our wares everywhere. Do you know what I mean? I think in the past we've been far too open to the media. I think we've floundered rumours around a little bit too easily. You could go straight to Whitby, could do. So I do like the fact that in the presses, Moyes doesn't give much away. I'm fine with him, not revealing his team a day, 24 hours in advance and stuff like that. So that's one thing that I wouldn't change. I would keep things in house, and what needs to be done will be done, and hopefully the people who are doing it are doing it together.
Yeah, I completely agree. Imagine that if we did like a coach trip to Whitby, I booked a place out and we got a guest, like probably Tim Cahill or Duncan Ferguson, and then we all just had a party room at Toffee Bluecast party room with Everton guest at Whitby. You know what I mean? That'd be mad, wouldn't it? That'd be
Is
mad.
that a hint for your birthday? Is that a hint for your
We have got
birthday?
games. Well, you know, we've got goals this season. We're going to smash it. That's why we're trying to push a lot more out. And we have touched this. We've got the Arsenal fan on for you on the Ben White. I do feel we've got a bit of information out of him. I mean, struggled a little bit with the signal and stuff, but I did get what I wanted to know. Paul asked the questions as well, and we got what we wanted to know. Those other two rumours that have come out now, it does seem that we are getting linked to right backs, which makes me think we might sign a right back. The big thing is, if you do sign a right back, then it really does put the centre backs in competition with each other for me. Because Branthwaite's coming back, and I'll ask you in the comments, right? My first choice centre back always, if he's fit, is Branthwaite. He's my number one. He's an £80 million centre back. I'm not going to forget that, right? He is when he's fit. Who do you let us know in the comments now? Who plays at the side of Branthwaite? Who plays at the side of Branthwaite? Paul, who are you putting at the side of Branthwaite now? Your David Moyes has got the flu. You've got to take his job for the day. That's on your bucket list, definitely, haven't mine. Who are you putting? All fit. Clark is fit, Keane's fit, and Jake O'Brien's fit. Who are you putting at the side of Branthwaite?
Talks simple. You need leaders on the pitch, and I don't think Keane and O'Brien yet. O'Brien might be in time, and I'm sure Branthwaite will be in time as well. But you need a leader in that back four, and Taki's the only one who can do that.
Do you not miss? I'm not trying to make you change your answer here, but Jake O'Brien's speed with Branthwaite's speed. If we are to push people up with the fullbacks,
Personally, I think you need a combination. You know, when things are going a bit pear-shaped, and you need someone with the voice of reason. You've got Pickford, who's all the way in his goal. I know pretty much everyone would be able to hear him, but you do need leaders on the pitch. I think Garner, you'd have a little bit. I think Tarks, you definitely would.
do you know what though?
We also have a bit of it in him, but I don't think we've got enough leaders on the pitch.
Do you want me to tell you who's going to be our future captain? And listen to this right now. Jared Branthwaite is going to be our future captain.
Oh yeah,
he's quite clever. He's quite clever. When you watch him, he demands a little bit. So maybe Branthwaite could be the leader that you want, Paul. He might have that demand. He might enjoy the responsibility. I think sometimes when Tarkowski's got that captain's armband, it puts him off his game a little bit. I think the captain gets to his head a little bit, and he starts making a couple of mistakes because he feels that he has to do that bit extra because he's captain. You know what it's like, Paul, when you're running things. Sometimes it's easier for someone else to be the captain. I used to be captain. Anyone remember when we bought Alan Harper?
Alan Harper. There's a utility player. There you go. There's a right back.
I'd get Tony Abbott, to be fair. I would 100% get Tony Abbott right now. I think he'd be good.
Philip
Neville was a utility player as well. Philip Neville played right back, centre back, centre mid.
I think it was only goalkeeper and striker. Pip didn't play. I mean, this sort of comment is the reason that X is going to get banned in the UK by doing things like this. So
did God do that to me?
Chris, be careful, Chris. Putting Dan in an Everton bikini holding pom-poms with Beto's face on is not the sort of thing that we want to promote.
You don't even need Grot to do that. Just ask me and I'll do it. I don't know why we need Grot.
No. Just he'll do that anyway.
Lulu was talking about this Dark Spy Skills video, and I went and did it. I just did the video. Don't even need Grot to do stuff, man. I'll do it. Don't worry. I'll get. I don't know. I don't know who sells Beto bikinis. To be fair, but yeah, I won't lie to you though. I back Beto big time. He did disappoint me last game, so don't get me started on that. He did disappoint me last game and let me down massively. And I'm not stupid, you know. I don't give my love out, and it don't stay if you don't do something to deserve it. Beto's on. He's on a tight rope, let's just say that, Paul, because that game wasn't good enough. You know what I'm like? I get angry if they let me down. He let me down big time. And they both are. They're both doing the same.
That's true.
What else?
Lila's just asking who our new sponsor is next season. I mean, there's a whole host it could be. Yeah, put your ideas in the comments. Yeah, Could be
What
anything.
would you want our sponsor to be?
Oh God, I don't know. It's got to be some sort of miracle cure for something, hasn't it?
Or Kleenex or something. What's
Kleenex.
tissue brand? What's a tissue brand to always try when we lose?
Kleenex. Grab the Kleenex, I think.
Yeah. No, we're going to play good. That's me being negative. Something like a good one, isn't it? I don't want Red Bull because it's red and Everton have got that. You know what I mean already.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you don't want that. You don't.
We want something like catchy. We want a sponsor that's catchy. What would a good
Samaritans?
Something that's stupid, but everybody secretly loves it. You know what I mean? Marmite would be a good one, wouldn't it?
Oh, I hate that. I love that. I hate that. I love that. Yeah,
Yeah, Marmite would be good.
that's spot on. That good shout. To be fair,
Yeah.
Lara. I don't even think you might well have been being serious as well, but yeah, it could be. It could be lots of things. Also said about recruitment needs a serious shake. Well, I know nothing's changed over the last God knows how many years to be so. Richard Angusberger, whoever else. Well, yeah, it kind of just goes on and on, doesn't it?
I think a little bit it's on budget though, isn't it? That's the thing this January. If we sign anyone now this window,
we're not there yet.
We spoke about it earlier on. It's got to be a price that we can afford, and I don't think yet we can spend big money on players. So we only have the stadium. This is our first season in the stadium, so we're not going to get the rewards out of it yet. We will in the future. I'll tell you that. Give it 2-3 seasons, and I bet we can pay 80-90 million on a player, and that's when we're talking, Paul. When we can, there are still players out there. Elliman and Jai for 15 million is probably up there with one of the. We think we're bad, but we've got Branthwaite who's worth 70-80 million when he's fit for 1 million. And we've got Illiman and Jai for 15 million, which I feel people will want to buy him soon for 70-80 million. I don't want these players to go, by the way, but I'm just saying there has been bad business and good business at the same time. James Garner wasn't a bad bit of business, was he, from Man U for 15? I'm pretty sure they wished they asked for more for that. That was good business as well. So we have had some bad business. I know Barry's not doing well, but for me, we need an experienced striker and we need to wait on Barry and let him broaden out. I spoke to Remarco on TikTok, and we were saying that when you look at Barry, his legs are quite skinny, Paul, and his frame's quite skinny at the minute, a little bit like Onana. He's tall and you think he's strong, but he's not yet. And I think when he's older, he's going to broaden out a little bit, and that's when he might come to light as a good striker for me.
Yeah, I mean, do you remember Joe?
Yeah,
do you remember when we had Joe, the Brazilian? That's Barry. That's Barry.
Yeah.
Actually, he scored a cracking goal. I remember. I think it was against Bolton. Brings it down out of the air. At the same time, doing a little turn and then toe pokes it into the bottom corner. I can't see Barry doing that, to be fair, but you never know. It might happen one day. Yeah. Oh, it's the last season for gambling sponsors, everyone. Oh, gutted.
Steak will be gone. We'll get
there you go, Frosty, like that. McVitie's because we're feeding off crumbs.
What's your favourite cereal?
Shreddies.
Shreddies. I like Cheerios. I do, to be fair. Cheerios.
Yeah, well, I'm not. You know what? Cheerios. I'm not surprised. Always cheery.
Quite healthy as well. They went the Cheerios. They've got all your different grains in. I thought you'd be Weetabix. I did, to be fair, Paul.
Why? Why do you think I'm going to be Weetabix?
I don't know, man. I just thought Weetabix. Chloe liked Weetabix as well, actually. I don't mind Weetabix, actually, but I have about 5 of them because they just don't fill me up. It's like eating mush, isn't it, Weetabix?
I think, I'm surprised you're not Frosties, to be honest.
Yeah,
I was trying to think of a reason why you're so peppy. That would be the sugar.
Yeah, Frosties is a good one.
Have you had sugar?
I'll tell you what, our good cereals as well. Last one before we go on. We always have. I know you're thinking, you've done a show about transfers. Yes, we have. We are coming to an end, and we all like a little cereal talk before we finish. Don't get too angry with us, right? But which are the golden nuggets? I like them. They're not bad.
No, never had them. No,
you get 2 fake on them.
I'm not surprised you're going down American kind of alleys now. Do you know what I mean? You'll end up like having
traditional,
having loads of chocolate for breakfast and all like
now,
marshmallows and stuff. And
I'm not going to lie though, I'm not. I say I'll go for cereal, but I'm not the biggest cereal fan, Paul. To be fair, I don't have cereal that much. I'm not going to speak to you about cereal like I have it all the time. I am a bacon and sausage sandwich all day over a bowl of cereal, mate. I'm a proper breakfast man. I like a breakfast. You know
I haven't got time for that. I haven't got time for that lark in the morning.
When we start winning and we're happy, Paul, and Everton start winning, we'll be treating ourselves to these little extra meals that we deserve. You know what I mean? Cheerios aren't healthy. I thought there was. Maybe they're not. Maybe
yeah,
not.
When we get monetized again, we're actually just canvassing for sponsor. So Kellogg's, if you want to give us a bell, or Nestle or whoever it is, why not?
Or Yorkshire tea bags. I'm from up north now, you know. Yorkshire tea bags.
Yorkshire tea bags. I can't be going for Yorkshire tea bags, can I?
What do you go for? PG?
I don't know. I don't think there's a Lancashire.
Oh, you're coffee, you are actually. I've been to your house. You are actually coffee. You're coffee, you are, aren't you?
No, I can't stand coffee. Sorry, everyone. No, I'm a tea man, but I'm not.
You are tea.
I'm all tea, mate.
Saying that, you was just pints when I went to your house. You wasn't tea or coffee. You was just pints. That's why I probably didn't remember what you were.
Fine.
Get the pints in, get and you don't know the meaning.
Crisps, isn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, thanks all for listening. By the way, we will try and drop. You ask for it, we do it, and we do what you want. When we go live, you go live with us. So we try and do what you want. And you've been asking for more shows, and I did say to Paul, let's do a little transfer one tonight. We got the Arsenal. We will keep trying to push this channel. I do feel that we're sitting on 7,000 and we can push it more. So we're going to chuck more shorts up, you know, and we're going to do more lives if we can. Obviously, we do go live all the time before and after games, which we're quite consistent on that. We're going to do as much as we can to push it. We are getting monetized again soon because it's costing us about 60 quid a month, and we're just taking that out of our own pockets just to keep the show going for you. But we will get monetized, and that'll give us. Say, I like to be honest with you. It costs us 60 quid a month. When we get monetized, with what views we probably get about 30 quid a month for being monetized. So we still pay £30 out of our own pockets. That's where we will be at. Yeah, that's where. For some people who think, oh, yeah, that's where we're at. And I'm being honest with you, there I am. I like you to know where we're at. Right, people. That is the end of the show anyway. Up the top is, when do we play? Sunday? Is it Sunday?
We play, yeah. Oh God, aren't we? Yeah, Sunday after.
Oh, do you know what? This is a curse, you know, because I've just been thinking when we've been talking about right backs. All I've been talking about without even thinking.
No. You have.
All I've been talking about is cash. Yeah. Oh my days! And who are we against? Aston Villa on Sunday.
Clip it. Your fault.
No.
He will.
What?
He will. He will now.
Clip it to that. I don't know nothing. And Matty crash. He's going to crash.
Matty crash.
Yeah. He's not going to crash a car. He's going to crash on the pitch and play crap. Right. But he is going to play crap. He's got Grealish against him anyway, so he's in trouble. I'm ready to come back, Paul, now. I don't like the way we ended our last show. Not because of us, because of the players. We're going to come back strong. We have to.
True. Two things then. Match preview for Villa will either be Friday night or Saturday night. And also, we are planning on doing a watch-along, aren't we, for the AFCON final?
Yeah, but I noticed it's at 5 o'clock. Are you going to be ready for that? It's 5, isn't it?
Is it? Well, we can't do both then. I'm watching our game instead of the AFCON final if it's a Saturday. I thought it was later.
What day is the AFCON on?
I thought it was on Sunday. I thought it was a 7 o'clocker.
I did look at this because we said we were going to do a live watch on the AFCON.
Can't do it. If we've got to choose.
No. It's the 14th for the first at 5 o'clock.
Oh, is it? Might clash with ours. Well, give it the first 5 minutes and we'll see what happens.
We'll do double screen. Everton live watch and Senegal live watch at the same time. That'd be funny, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That'd be too complicated for us, that was, wouldn't it? But yeah, we are going to try and do that. If we do miss it, we'll do the final because I'm pretty sure they might go through. They're against Salah, ain't they, as well? Salah versus Liverpool versus Everton there.
Is it? I thought that was semi-final. Anyway, I've not been following it properly. To be fair, we just want them back. We just want our boys back, don't we? To be fair,
yeah.
So
makes me emotional, but we have got Bradbury coming back. Right, people, that is the end of the show. Loved having you all on. We did say around the corner goes, you know what? Let's do a 20-minute show where people can watch it. It's not that long. It's only 20 minutes. We are now on an hour and 1 minute. But you know what? I went on. I'm not going to say his name. I went on someone's live earlier on, and he was talking and stuff. And I put a comment. He didn't even read my comment back. He didn't even read my comment back. And there wasn't even many comments in there. And he read the comment underneath, not my comment back. And I put another comment, and he didn't read it back. And it wasn't even because he don't like me. And I thought, you know what? I am so glad that we don't ignore our comments on the show. And sometimes it makes the show take longer. But I actually got really peed off. I didn't get my comment read, Paul, because I feel like, why are you not reading my comment? You stuck up, kid.
Yeah.
You're not better than me. I didn't like it.
I feel the same. I feel the same when that happens. Yeah, I do.
One of you Toffee Bluecasters do appreciate that we do listen to you. We do love you. Yeah. Right. See you later, everyone. Have a boss one. Up the Toffees, and we'll be back very soon with actual football action. That's what we want in there, a bit of football.
And cereal.
Yeah, we'll keep sponsoring mine. Get back to us on it, people. If you come up with a really good sponsor, we'll have to email and see what we can do. Up the Toffees, everyone. I hope you're doing well and keep doing well. Love you all.